Welcome back to Honestly Hannah, a podcast hosted by me, Hannah Coda, where I share all my honest opinions about all things going on in the world. I am treating this podcast like a diary, and trust me, I have a lot to say. Welcome back to this week's episode. I'm just going to say it. I'm so frustrated right now. Ashley and I pretty much just recorded the entire episode, and the audio was so bad, so we're going to restart. We're restarting here. But I'm just a little frustrated. But you know what? Maybe this will turn into like a whole new conversation. On this week's episode, I have Ashley. Ashley is one of my best friends. Ashley, you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Ashley. So Hannah and I met each other in like preschool when we were like, I don't know, 5 or 4. We saw each other a little bit while we were in elementary school. Like my grandma would like make us hang out, make your mom bring you over.
Yeah, same with my grandma too.
Literally. And then we actually like became like friends in 6th grade, where we actually like hung out a lot.
Yes. And so Ashley and I really became close and were each other's like ride or dies through the actual like most horrific time in my life.
Yeah, like all those awkward years.
It's what I would like to, and I say this to everyone, like no matter what, like the ages of like 11 through 15 or 11 through like 14 are the worst ages and most awkward ages in every aspect, like your body, your friends, your family, like in your head, like mentally. I just feel like it's just like the worst time.
I mean, hormones too. You're going through so much, you don't even know. You don't understand anything that's happening to you.
Mm-hmm. And then everybody else is going through that, but then you don't realize that everybody else is going through that.
You have no idea.
And you don't like want to, like if you're going through something like that's awkward or like you're doing a lot of firsts. Like I remember during that age is the first time I ever like shaved like my legs, like for the first time. But like there's not like a real like age, I guess. You don't even have to shave. Like you don't have to do anything. But
everyone's different.
But like, cutting yourself like for the first time, like it's kind of awkward to talk about. Like getting bras. Oh my God. I refused to like go shopping with my mom. I was like, can you just buy them for me, please?
Right. It's so new. Like, you have no idea. And it's awkward. Because they're like, oh, I'm growing up. That's weird.
Especially because, like, you're with your mom or whomever, like, took you or whatever. Like, you're with, like, your parents. It's like, I don't want to talk about this with you. Like, yes, things are changing. And, yes, I just don't want to talk about it. Or, like, even, like, I don't know. I feel like there's nothing that could make it less awkward.
No. I mean, like, your body's literally changing. Like, I remember, like, putting on deodorant for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to, but like not really. Like
I still don't really have to wear deodorant. Did you know that?
Same. Like I really don't need it, but like
I mean, obviously I do, and obviously like during the summer, but like for the most part, I don't really like have BO like that.
Right.
So like even then I was like, why do I have to do this? Like
it's weird.
But also like you smell during that time. Like I smelled way more when I was like 13, 14 than I do right now because of your hormones. Yeah. Your hormones are crazy. Girls, they start their periods. Oh God, don't even get me started with that one. It was just the worst time. And like genetics wise too, like if your period is like heavier, obviously like than other people. And like, at the beginning it's usually horrible. Oh my gosh, should I tell my should I tell you know what I'm gonna talk about? Because she was there the first time I ever started my period.
I remember.
Yeah, because I mean it was you helping me through it because I thought I was literally gonna die.
I mean, I think everybody was just confused by it. Like, what is this?
And like, why is it randomly all of a sudden starting?
Right. And why do I feel like this?
So I started. I don't care. Whatever. I started my period. The day before, maybe a day or two before, we went to 6th grade camp. So at the the school that Ashley and I went to, I don't know if this is like normal. Is this normal?
I think it is a little normal.
I'm not sure if it's normal that like you go to like camp in the 6th grade, but at our elementary school, you go to camp. You go to camp in the 6th grade, and our elementary school went to 6th grade.
What a time.
And I started my period. I remember it vividly, obviously, like I think any like little teenage girl does. it was so awkward. You know, my dad, oh God, okay, I'm not talking that part because that was awkward. But I started my period, and obviously it wasn't like the first time you ever start your period. For the most part, I think in general, it's not so heavy and like symptoms are not so crazy. So mine wasn't like super, super heavy or anything, but I literally started, I think the day before we left to sixth grade camp. Sixth grade camp was it a week or a couple
I think
days?
it was like a weekend.
It was multiple days. Obviously, like we had to sleep in like a cabin. We weren't with our parents. It was far away. And I just remember looking at my mom and being like, don't make me go. Please, like, please don't make me go. Please, like, I can't go. Like, I cannot go like
Right.
this. And my mom was like, you're gonna miss out on this experience. Like, you need to go. But if you don't want to go, you don't have to. And I remember like talking to you about it. I was like, I started my period. Of course. It happened right now. And mind you, the reason why I also was freaking out is because at the sixth grade camp,
Yes.
there was a swimming portion.
Yes.
And everybody knew about it because we all had to get like these pre-approved like bathing suits. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
Which now thinking back on it was so ridiculous. All the girls, I think we had to wear one pieces, right? And all the guys, and we were in swimsuits, like actual like real swimsuits, right? We got it there.
Yeah, like the, what's it called? Like a...
It's a bodysuit?
Yeah,
something, whatever. Now that I'm thinking, why were we swimming? What was, it was science camp. It was sixth grade science
but
camp.
I don't remember what the thing was.
Yeah, and like, but and I'm now, okay, it's now coming back to me. In elementary school, it was the trip. Like, it was the sixth grade trip. You always, like, everybody always looked forward to it. It was science camp. Like,
right.
And yeah, it was like a reward, basically, that they were giving all the sixth graders, like, as they graduated. Oh my gosh, I remember. Okay, it's like coming back to me. And we did like a whole bunch of things. Like, we went zip lining. I remember that.
I didn't do it.
That was the
scared.
first. Yeah, me either. That was the first time.
I think I started crying and jumped down. I was like, no, thank you. I mean, me crying, that makes a lot of sense. Let's be real.
I could totally see that. I could totally see that happening. And then, yeah, there was, like, you did, like, science class things. I remember there was, like, a hike. And then, yeah, there was, like, a swimming portion. It was an indoor swimming pool. I remember this. And all the girls had to get, I think it was only the girls, had to get their bathing suits pre-approved.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was, like, 2005, 2006, like,
yeah, around
different
that time.
times.
So... And then I remember I was like, Mom, I can't go in the water. And she tried to convince me that your period stops when you're in the water. Which, by the way, a lot of people still think this. That's not true for me.
No.
Is it true for you?
No.
My period doesn't stop. Like, what?
I mean, also, I won't test it.
Well,
but, like...
No, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, in the shower and stuff, like,
my
period doesn't stop. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's a myth.
Your mom just wanted to play you and throw you in the pool?
Well, because my mom she wanted me to go. She did not want me to, like, miss out on that experience. Which, looking back at it now... No, I mean, I didn't have to go.
The reason why it was so traumatic to, like, be on your period and about, like, the pool thing was because if you didn't go in the pool, because everybody knew you were on your period.
Yes.
And, like, you weren't the only one. There was, like, multiple girls.
Yes.
That's why it was so traumatic, because I remember that, too.
Yeah, and then all the boys knew that you were on your period.
Sixth grade. What a good time.
Oh, my gosh, I remember that. Which, like, looking back at it now, it's like, okay, who the fuck cares?
But, right, but we're 11 or 12. Like,
yeah. Oh my god, that was so traumatic. I'm getting stressed out just thinking about it.
Honestly, like, I can see the camp. Like, I can see everything.
I can see it too. I can feel myself, like, putting on my bathing suit and, like, whoo!
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so, and then I ended up doing it. I ended up getting in the pool with my bathing suit, and I think we were there, it was, like, I feel like it was, like, less than 30 minutes. And then we got out, and, like, that was it.
Right.
And I was stressed the entire time. From the second I started my period to the second we got out of that water, I was stressed. And if you guys don't know anything about periods, if you know, whatever, when you're stressed, your period gets even worse. Like, it's like your body is under too much stress, and your body is just like, oh, get it all out. And so, yeah, that was such a traumatic time. But Ashley was there during that time. Mm-hmm. Me and Ashley, and maybe those, like, traumatic experiences
are we had, like, more traumatic experiences like that.
100%. Yeah. 100%. And I think because of those traumatic experiences, it just made our friendship, like, grow. Ashley is the reason that I had a MySpace. Ashley's the reason I had a Tumblr. I had my first email. We went through all of, like, I think, like, it's kind of interesting to talk about, too, like, the whole technological advance that happened during that time and what age we were at when that happened. It's just so crazy to like talk about because like Instagram, Twitter, like not Facebook, TikTok,
Yeah.
like these things are so normal, but like back then it was all new and
Right.
foreign to us. Like Ashley was teaching me like codes and like how to like fix my MySpace page and like how to download music and like all this stuff, you know? So like it's just so crazy to like think about
Do you remember,
like that
like,
time.
AOL Instant Messenger?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
We lived through that.
Emailing each other for the first time. Like I said, Ashley set up my email. I have emails like in my old email of like us emailing back and forth to each other. Which, oh my god, if you sent me an email today, I would think something's wrong. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. The thing is, like, I didn't just set up your email. Like, I was setting up our friend's email for what? IT support, right?
Well,
here.
no, because we needed emails to make MySpace accounts. And like to have those messengers. That's why you made it for us. That's why.
Bad influence.
No, I mean, if anything, I feel like you were the only good influence that I really had, but later on. But yeah, we were just it was growing pains. Growing pains during that time.
Yeah. It was just awkward.
Awkward and weird. Oh, I'm just thinking about like so many stories right now. But to kind of transition about this age, so I had heard a fact on Criminal Minds, of course. Ashley loves Criminal Minds as well, but doesn't really remember the scene that Dr. Reed said. I forget what episode, what season. I think it was like right in the middle. It said that age 14 is the age that you decide your musical likings or your musical genres and all of that stuff. And I just thought about that and I'm like, yeah, like during that time that we were like the closest, we had the same musical taste and like our tastes now are obviously very similar. Like whatever you like, I pretty much like. But our musical tastes are all over the freaking place. We listen to every genre. Yeah. Like genuinely listen to every genre. Right. Like 100%. Like even some country, like I used to say like I listen to everything but country. But like even some country.
I listen to a little bit. Occasional,
but even that type of country we like, which is a little bit like more on the poppy side,
right?
But I wanted to look up if this was actually true, because I feel like it is, and it is. So a New York Times article did an analysis of Spotify data that says songs that we listen to during our teenage years set our musical tastes as adults, which I'm like, yeah, duh. But their statistical analysis said that for men, the most important period for forming musical taste is between the ages of 13 to 16. Men on average were age 14 when their favorite song released. Women on average was 13 when their favorite song was released. Crazy.
I had no idea.
But I mean, it, again, makes total sense. If you saw Ashley's Spotify like rewind, her top artists would be like Yellow Card, Bow Wow, Lord. I'm trying to think. Who else?
I mean, Ariana, yeah,
obviously. Halsey. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like something like that. But I mean, Meg. You love Meg.
Oh, she hypes me up. When I'm on my way to work, I'm like, yes, literally.
So I just, like I feel like we both. I feel like we both have such like a huge musical background, and I feel like it was because of like those ages of hanging out with my family, your family. Our parents have really, really different like musical tastes, but we shaped each other's like liking now. Because whatever you were listening to or like played for me, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But like as you kept playing it over and over and over again, because like we get obsessive.
Yeah, I don't like things. I love things or I hate things.
Exactly.
There's no in between for me.
We're 0 to 100. Yeah. And that's all there is.
Literally.
So whatever you were listening to, I was listening to. And then I would like try to show you something and be like,
The thing is, like, I remember, like, growing up. Yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. I remember that. I remember, like, growing up and being like, oh, like, let me find a new song so I can show Hannah. And, like, that's when I would, like, show you things. And, like, I had my little, like, green, what was it, like, a iPod Nano?
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that? You had a pink one?
And I had a pink one. Yes,
and
I do remember.
I was that kid that would buy on Apple iTunes and, like, the songs. Yeah. And I would get, like, those little cards for, like, my birthday and Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's all you would get.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell this story. We have to. I will never forget. Again, during this time, as like little teenagers, your mom running into the room, literally about to have a heart attack because back then, the cable companies. Well, I mean, I guess still the cable companies record.
No.
She knows what I'm talking about. The cable companies controlled our internet or whatever, and the cable company called your mom and said that you had downloaded like 12,000 like illegal songs or something like that.
Okay, you're being dramatic.
I'm not being
like
dramatic. Well, okay, maybe your mom was being dramatic. And so and they called her saying like if she keeps doing this, like we're gonna press charges or something, like because it was illegal music. And your mom came in freaking out, like literally. I don't even know if I was there. Maybe I was on the phone or something. But I just remember your mom screaming like, Ashley, what did you do? Like they're calling me saying that you downloaded illegal things, and like, and you know, our parents didn't really understand during that time like what like was happening like in the technological world, because there was no, I mean, maybe there was Spotify, but nobody had Spotify, nobody had Apple Music, you know. It was the LimeWire like stage, and like where you had to illegally download anything, and then once you downloaded it, you burned it onto a CD
and you deleted it,
and that was done. But like whatever you did, it alerted the cable company, and your mom came in running like, you better stop it, you cannot have any more illegal music. And then that's why every time it was birthday, Christmas, like whatever it was, we would get you.
Me out right now. I forgot about that.
I mean, it's all said and done, like whatever. I mean, we have our Apple Music and Spotify now. But it was such a funny time, like that your cable company would call you saying like you're doing illegal things. Stop. Yeah. Now, like,
I called my mom saying like your 11-year-old daughter is doing illegal things. Make her stop. I can't.
So your mom was so bad. Like, what are you doing? And like, yeah, like I said, it's like it's hard to explain to your parents like what you're actually doing. But in reality, you were just trying to freaking download Taylor Swift. Like, you know what I mean?
Missy Elliott.
Or Missy Elliott.
Yes.
She's just sort of running, Chris Brown. Like
it probably was Chris Brown. Yeah, honestly,
it probably was. Like it's just so funny to think about that kind of stuff, because like nobody burns CDs anymore. Nobody has illegal, quote unquote, illegal music. Like you literally, and like now it's so funny because like if I want to buy a song on iTunes, I'm like I still get this like panic of like, oh, whose card is on file? Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like it's $1.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, oh wait, I'm a full adult. Like I have my own iPhone with my own iTunes account. And it's just, I don't know, it's just so funny. That time was so funny. We're gonna go ahead and transition. So Ashley and I are gonna play a game. We're gonna pretend like we are 13, 14 years old, playing those little quizzes that we used to get in the J14 magazines. We're gonna play a little game called Dealbreakers. So we're gonna pretend, you know, we're in love with our little teenage boys. Okay, no, wait, this is getting weird. We're just gonna pretend like we're like kids again. We're gonna talk about deal breakers in relationships. Okay. And yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
I can't.
So let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, so Ashley and I are gonna play a game called Deal Breakers. So just give a little background on this game. It was originally the like one that made it popular was originally created by Anna Faris. She has her own podcast. I'm forgetting what it's called right now. But she created this game. You can buy it on Amazon. I was going to buy it, but it wasn't going to come in time. So I just got some questions off of some other podcasts that I had seen. But basically, we're going to talk about deal breakers in a relationship. The way that I kind of want to play it is I'm going to say some like things, obviously, and we're going to say deal breakers or just a red flag. Mm-hmm. Like, no deal breaker. Absolutely not. I will not be in a relationship with that person. No. Or like, yeah, but that's kind of weird, you know? And then that would be a red flag. Okay? So, first one, they call everyone babe. Deal breaker.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's 100% a deal breaker for me. Because, like, I'm very big on, like, sentimental, like, value. So if you're calling me babe, you're calling everybody else babe.
Right, okay.
No.
But also, you know? Like, if a stranger called me babe, I'd be like, ew, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I call, like, no, I don't call anyone babe. But also, it's supposed to be, like, endearing. I feel like, because I have someone in my life that calls everyone babe. Mm-hmm. And I think this person says it to be endearing of, like, oh, yeah, like, we're close and, like, you know. But also, like, no. I don't know. I don't like nicknames like that.
No,
I never have.
I would have to agree then. Like,
just imagine, like, your significant other
I don't want to.
calling some other girl babe.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't be okay with it.
No, like, that's weird. No.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for sure. They wear eyeglasses that are not prescription.
So I wear contacts and glasses.
I wear glasses, but I have contacts as well.
I also feel like it's not 2007. We're not taking out the lenses of 3D glasses.
I was just about to say, I feel bad, but this is a deal breaker for me. But I used to do this, like, as a kid,
yeah.
remember? Like, I wanted glasses so freaking bad. I actually didn't have to start wearing glasses until I went to college. So, like, I didn't wear glasses, like, the whole time. Like, I had 20/20 vision. Now I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But, I mean, like, I've gotten fun with it. I have a million different types of, like, glasses I can wear now. So, it's, like, it's not that big of a deal. But now that I'm thinking back on it, yeah, like, when I was a kid, like, I tried to tell my mom that I needed glasses. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah, I was the same way. And I think a lot of people relate to that, which is so weird.
It's so weird. Why?
Because we thought
it's
they were
ableist.
cool.
It's ableist. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, no. I don't know. That's weird. But if you are a grown-ass adult pretending to wear prescription glasses, like, as real glasses, like, what? That's weird.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I get that they're cute, but, like, also...
that's weird.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's a deal breaker.
I think that's a deal breaker. And, like, why do you feel the reason to wear fake glasses? Like, that just tells me you care more about your appearance than, like, anything else.
Right. I mean, you could just buy, like, really cute sunglasses.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to wear glasses, like, wear sunglasses. Yeah. Like, that's, like, normal. And, like, for a purpose. Like, there's no reason for you to not, like, to wear weird glasses. They treat their mother badly.
That's a deal breaker. Like, let's be real.
I think that is a red flag.
Really?
Yes, because we don't know that relationship. You know what I mean?
Right.
I definitely think it's more on the side of things of, yeah, it's more of a deal breaker, but I still think it's a red flag. Like, I want to know why. Like, why do you treat your mother badly? Is it because you're a brat and you grew up as, like, a spoiled child and, like, you know?
Yeah.
Then that's a different story. But if you treat your mother badly because your mother was, I don't know, an addict and you have very dramatic stories about her, then, you know, I feel like that's different.
No, yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like most of these are kind of, like, situational, minus, like, the glasses one. Like, that's not situational.
No, but calling everyone babe, that's not situational. That's, like, something you have chosen to do to, like, sweet talk people.
But what if you're, like, you trust that person? You're like, oh, it's just whatever. Like, I just feel like...
But you call everyone babe.
But what if they call you something else? Like, okay, everyone else is babe, but I'm something else. Like,
no.
I'm like, honey or something like that.
No. No. The only pet name you're ever calling anyone is me. No, absolutely not. It just gets messy. But, like, with this one, I think it's more of a red flag. I mean, like, obviously, I think we would have to do some digging, and if it is because you're a spoiled brat or, like, a bad person, then, yeah, that's a deal breaker, obviously. But, yeah, I think more investigation needs to be had. So, they still talk to and are good friends with their ex. Deal breaker or red flag?
I kind of don't know what your answer is.
I mean, I've been in a situation, I think, like this that was very similar. Yeah, it's a deal breaker because, yeah, no. I think exes are a reason that they're exes. If they were friendships before you became, like, something, I think it needs to be understood. Like, there needs to have a conversation with the new partner. Like, this person is my really good friend. But what's the issue with that is there needs to be clear boundaries, and sometimes those boundaries are not met by that other person, so I think it's a deal breaker. I didn't originally think this way, but yeah, I think it's a deal breaker.
I don't know. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I almost want to say, like, red flag. Like, for me, that is very situational.
You're thinking about different situations.
Yes. I don't know why. I'm just having a moment right now. But yeah, like I would say red flag.
Okay.
That would be like a conversation, like you said.
Where boundaries
I would like
be
to think, yeah, like boundaries
established.
are set.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think, yeah, I just think it gets too messy, honestly. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
I think it gets way too messy. Interesting. Okay. They don't have their driver's license.
Oh, deal breaker.
So Ashley and I have done our fair share of driving in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've gone on a lot of road trips. We've done like a lot of things. I don't want to drive anymore. I don't.
Same.
We can both drive though. We can drive, but I don't want to drive anymore. So if you don't have your driver's license, no.
I'm not driving you. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not driving you anywhere.
So for sure, that's a deal breaker. They order for you at restaurants.
Okay, so like,
I like this. So this is not a deal breaker for me.
I feel like for me this is situational too. It's like, oh hey, like we had a conversation like what we wanted. Like that kind of thing, or is it just like, oh, I'm deciding for you?
So this happens to me, both me and my boyfriend right now. Honestly, I make a lot of, so this goes back to like another podcast I was listening to, but also like just another aspect of my life. I am a person who makes a lot of decisions in the normal like daytime, like whether it be at work or like in my life or whatever. So I get decision fatigue. Like there are times where, and like you've seen it, like there are times where I'm like, I just don't care, like whatever, like whatever you guys want.
I'm literally the same way.
Yeah, but it's because you get decision fatigue. Well, at least for me.
Yeah.
And so if someone wants to take me out to dinner and they're like, and they're thinking in their head, oh, like Hannah's probably gonna like this. And I'm also, when it comes to food, I'm not very picky.
Right.
And so, I mean, things like might upset my stomach, but for the most part, I'm not very picky.
Yeah.
And so if someone is like, I'm going to order this for you, or just like when the waiter comes, she wants this, you know, I would be like, oh, okay, like whatever. But if it's like in a like dick way, like she's going to have this, then that, and I'm like, okay, no. But the less decisions that I have to make, the better, in my personal opinion.
I mean, I would have to agree, because like I feel the same way, to be honest. Like if I hang out with like friends, like say it's not even like a romantic thing,
right,
like, oh, like we're gonna have like this and this, cool, okay,
yeah, that's fine.
it. Yeah,
like, and I'll just have like what's there.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
That's like, it doesn't have to be this big deal.
There's like a real issue with people who have like, well, like that feel very strongly about this. Like, no, you're not going to order for me. Like, but I also feel like those people are probably very picky eaters.
Right. And I feel like we're both open to be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll try something new.
Yeah. Like, we don't really care. They insist on feeding you a bite of everything on their plate that tastes really good.
Like, feeding you. Like,
yeah.
No.
And let's say like it's on a first date.
No.
Okay, what if you're in a relationship?
No.
Nothing?
Deal breaker.
If I'm in a committed relationship and we've been in a relationship for a very long time, yeah. Go ahead. No. That's fine. If we're on a first date and you're like, oh, here you go, like,
I'm getting uncomfortable talking about it. Like, no, that is such a deal breaker. Like, that makes me so uncomfortable. And like, I have this really bad habit of like caring what people think, or like if somebody random is watching me being fed by somebody, if I saw that, like I would be like, what the hell is happening? Like, what are you doing over there? Like, oh, they're in their own little world. Like, I don't know. I'm very judgy.
I know.
And I would judge that completely. And I would laugh.
I feel like anybody that I would date, and obviously like my current boyfriend, and I don't plan on dating anyone else, but like he knows me like to my core. So he'll know if I like something and if I don't. And like I'm the same way with him. I'm like, oh dude, like you gotta try this. Like, and I'll say it just like that. And like if he wants me like to feed him, then I will. But like for the most part, we like share our meals basically. It's if we think that the other person's gonna like it.
It's the act of feeding someone that has me like,
okay,
no thank you.
Okay. I mean, I feel like, yeah. I feel like that's normal.
Like, oh.
What if you were in private? Like, it was just you guys?
It still makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just something there where I'm like, no thank you.
Yeah. I'm just like, whatever. Like, if you think I'm going to like it. they obviously dye their hair, but they lie and say that they don't to you and everyone else.
I feel like that's like a red flag.
I think that's a deal breaker.
Really?
Yeah. And this was the one that was said like on the other podcast that we watch, and I completely agree with their reasoning. If they're gonna lie about dyeing their hair, something stupid and like superficial like that, I mean, obviously I feel like if they're dyeing their hair, they might be a little insecure about it, but like, I don't know, if we're dating and this is gonna lead to like a relationship, especially if you're already in a relationship and they're lying about dyeing their hair, and they probably have to dye their hair like what, once a month, every 2 weeks,
Right.
like whatever, like that's like a big part of your life, like where you have to do something, and obviously you look different the next day, like no matter how you're dyeing your hair, and you're gonna lie to me and say that you didn't dye your hair, like that means that you have some deep like inner issues that you need to bring up and like talk to someone about, and obviously you're not gonna talk to me, so like if you're lying about that, what else are you lying about?
That's why it's a red flag. It's kind of almost like keep an eye on it kind of a thing. Like I understand like the insecurity like aspect of it. So it's like they can't even like admit it to themselves kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It also depends like, okay, have you been dating this person for like 5 years? Like and you still haven't like,
I mean, I think either way though, honestly, like if you're dating someone, I mean, it has to be noticeable too. Like imagine like,
yeah, I guess.
like you're really gonna, I'd be like, yeah.
Or you could just call them out. Be like, okay, well, I know you're doing this. If you really don't want to tell me, fine, we can pretend like you're not dyeing your hair. But we both know you're dyeing your hair. So when you're ready to talk about it, I'll be here.
Okay, but we would say something like that.
100%.
Both of you. I mean, both of us would say something like that. This is like a random one, but I guess I really want to hear your opinion on it. They live in a funeral home. Like, they work at the funeral home and they live on the apartment, like, on top of the funeral home. They live, like, at a funeral home.
So, I'm very much a vibe person. Like, not saying that there would be, like, only bad vibes there, but that's...
The ghosts are gonna come for you.
Yeah, so I would know that we would never be alone.
Oh, my God.
We would never be alone.
If you were at his place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't see anybody else that was with us. And that's how I feel. So it would probably be a deal breaker unless we only came to my place.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like I don't know. I have no problem like with funeral homes. I'm not really superstitious like that, or like, not that I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm just kind of like, like whatever. But I think that eventually, like I could not live at a funeral home. Like, we cannot live there together. No. I don't want, no. And honestly, you know, I know this is so random, but when I heard this, you know what the first thing I thought of?
What?
The smell.
Ew, Hannah?
Because you know I'm big with smells. Like, I have to have a candle burning at all times. Whenever I do my podcast, there's a candle right over there next to Ashley that is burning. I have to have, like, good smells around me. And the first thing that I thought of, like, when I saw this, the smell. There's no way that you could try to mask that. There's no way. And you live above it, or you live next to like a funeral home or whatever. No.
I didn't even think about that.
But that's the first thing that came into my mind. There's no way. There's just absolutely no way.
Yeah,
I could never. No.
I love how you're like, oh, the smell. And I'm like, spiritual. I'm
yeah.
Like, yeah, we're not alone.
Those are your Pisces. Please
don't call me out.
But yeah, so I just think that that's just, if it was temporary, I think it'd be a red flag. But if it's permanent, like this is what you're like dedicated to, and like this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, you would have to move out of it. Like you would have to move out of that funeral home. And then before you came home, like needed to take like 10 showers before I even like came next to you. Absolutely not. Okay, so we only have a couple more left. They have their red receipts on.
I don't really think that's a deal breaker.
I've always had my red receipts on. I actually don't know if my red receipts are off right now.
I think they're off.
Yeah? I didn't turn them off. I didn't turn them on. I don't really care. I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm not responding to you, it's because you either asked me something stupid and I don't, and like, you know that I'm not going to respond to that, or like, there was nothing for me to respond to, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not like rude, super rude. Like am not like, I guess I should pick my words wisely. If I'm not responding to you, you are aware that I'm not responding to you. So like, what does it matter if my read receipts are on or off? And I hate having notifications. I hate having notifications. Like, you know, in your iMessage, like at the bottom, like when it says it has messages.
Yeah.
No. Like I noticed that you had like 10,000 messages, and that would just give me anxiety.
I was gonna say we're literally the opposite.
No, I cannot have those notifications.
My emails, crazy, 10,000. Like,
no, absolutely not. I can't have it. I absolutely can't have it.
And the thing is too, like, for me, I will read something. I'm one of those. I will read something and forget to respond to you until like a week later. I'm like, oh my god,
I do that sometimes.
Sorry.
I do that sometimes, but not all the time.
I do it every day. And I'm like, okay, like I need to remember to respond to this person. Don't remember. And I'm like,
so you need to have it there to like remind you.
I try not to click on it until like I'm ready to respond.
See, for me, I always kind of go back to my messages because I'll probably be talking to someone else and be like, oh shoot, I forgot to respond to them, because I'll see their name at the top or whatever.
Okay.
But no, I can't have notifications, and I don't really care about my read receipts. Like, and this is like a really big thing for some people, because like if you leave them on read, like it's really bad for like that relationship. And I'm just like, I don't care if you leave me on read. Like, you chose not to respond to me, so I'm gonna choose not to talk to you.
I mean, for a relationship, like, sometimes the conversation just ends. Like, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
or like, oh shoot, I forgot we were talking about relationships. I was just saying in general.
well, in general, I'm thinking like, okay, if I ask you to like, I'm thinking about work, but like if I ask you to like cover a shift and you leave me on red, and I'm like, hello? Like, you can say no. Like, that's fine, but like respond to me.
Yeah, that's true. But in a relationship, I think the reason why it doesn't bother me either if like he has his receipts on red is because I don't really text people like that. Right. I'm a caller, and you know that I'm a caller. Like, if I wanted to talk to you about anything, like it could be about nothing, or I have something specific to ask you or whatever, I would much rather call you than message you.
Yeah, and I feel that way too.
That's how I am. Even with like my boyfriend, like I have like at least 10 to 15 calls with him a day.
I'm like that with my other friend. So like I get it. Like just FaceTiming.
Yeah, and I just feel like maybe that's just the generation that we came out of.
Well, it's also quicker.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That came out of the generation of like that small window of like growing technology that we like grew up in. Whereas nowadays, people would rather like sit in their anxiety and just wait until somebody texts back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my sister would never call me, like, unless it was an absolute emergency and she needed an answer right then and there.
Really?
She will wait until I respond, and it could be days later.
No. If I need a response, I need a response.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, no. I think that's why. Like, if somebody... I don't care if his receipts are on. I don't really care if mine are on. It doesn't really bother me.
Mine aren't on because I don't respond to people. But I don't care if... like, their receipts would be on. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me.
I don't know. Okay, so let's do the last final one, which I feel like we'll both, like, kind of have, like, an opinion on. They watch too much TV and or play way too many video games.
Like, too much, like, what is too much?
I think too much is, like, they would rather sit there and play video games than go on a date. Or, like, go out. Or, like, 9 times out of 10, like, if you ask them, like, oh, let's do something tonight, and they would rather be like, yeah, I'm playing my PS5 with my new, like, FIFA.
I didn't realize there was 5 out there. But PS5. Yes. Sorry, I'm just...
my meanie.
I just forgot. Sorry. I don't know. Like, it kind of depends. The thing is, like, I'm a homebody.
I was just about to say, I feel like we're going to have different answers on this because you would rather stay home.
I would rather stay home, but also, like, if we're staying home, like, you're hanging out with me. We're not playing the PS5.
What's your love language? I feel like I should know this.
Oh, I forgot it. I'm so sorry. It's not physical touch.
Obviously.
Not physical touch.
It's not mine either.
I want to say affirmation. Is that
words of affirmation? Yeah. I know Alana's is words of affirmation. I don't remember what yours... I thought yours was acts of service.
Maybe. Because there's one that's, like, really high up there, and then there's, like, a second one that's pretty close as well.
Okay. I think yours was acts of service. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been words of affirmation. I know we've taken it. I made her take it, obviously.
Yeah, I just remember it right now.
And I say that because, like, that's a quality time aspect. Like if we're gonna stay home and we're gonna just chill playing video games, then I need to have some aspect of it in there. That's quality time.
Right, exactly. Like if we're playing video games, then we're playing video games together.
So would you say it's a red flag?
Yeah, because if he's just trying to do it by himself, I'd be like, okay, well.
Yeah, but if you're involved,
it's
in
fine.
some way.
Yeah.
No, this is 100% a deal breaker for me. Absolutely not. Because I like video games, but if you're like, Hannah, would you rather go to the movies or like go out to a bar, or would you rather stay home and play video games? I would rather do anything than stay home and play video games. TV is like another, TV and movies, like if we were watching our show together, but if we were just chilling watching TV instead of going out and doing something, no, I would still rather go out and do something. I think the pandemic kind of changed me a little bit because I was more safe, obviously, being home and not out. So that is the only real difference. Like I might do like 50-50 now, just like trying to keep it safe because we're still in a pandemic. But yeah, in the past, and I think probably in the future, like if my options were to stay in and watch TV and or play video games or to go out, I would always say let's go out. And not to mention, if you're playing video games and you're watching your own TV shows, that is not quality time, and I am a quality time, like, connoisseur. Like, you need to be spending your time with me. That's how I feel loved. So if you're over there playing your own video games and, like, doing your own thing, like, no. Absolutely not. No. It's 100% a deal breaker. 100% a deal breaker for me.
So funny.
I mean, yeah. Because of the things that have happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, cool. So that was our game Deal Breakers. I'm gonna actually think I'm gonna play this with like more guests. I feel like that was pretty fun.
It was fun.
And then I'll actually buy like the board game. It will come in soon, I promise. But yeah. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the news. I want to ask Ashley about some things that happened this week because I think she would have an in-depth opinion and perception on it. So let's just go into the news. Okay, so I wanted to talk about what happened last week with Ashley because, again, I thought she would have some really good insight and opinions on it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is music. Ashley is a huge Lorde fan. And if you didn't know, also Meg, by the way.
Yes.
Meg dropped a new single and a music video. Did you watch it?
I did watch the video. I listened to the song, got into it right away.
So the music video, very intense. I'll tell you that right now.
Not surprised.
But going back to Lorde, I liked Meg's song too. I thought it was alright. Whatever. Like I'm not a huge Meg fan, and maybe people will come for me for that, but I don't really care. Like I like her, but I'm not in love. Like I don't like specifically go and like click on her music. If it's on, it's on. Like I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like she just like hypes me up. So
yeah, I could see that too. Like I mostly listen to her like if it's like we're going somewhere and like you know. But going back to Lorde, you're a huge Lorde fan. Wasn't a huge fan until like kind of recently though. So she dropped her new song. It's called Solar Power, right?
I believe so, yes.
I listened to it. You listened to it. Did you watch the music video?
I didn't. I meant to, but I forgot to.
I didn't either. But everybody was saying that she has like a glow about her, that she's so happy, blah, 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 blah. But the song, how do you feel?
I liked it. I personally do feel like I like a lot of Lorde stuff just because it is Lorde. But it was like upbeat, kind of like more my style.
Yeah, no, I mean I feel the same way.
At first I had no idea what she was saying, but like I was like, yeah, like I'm into it. So
I mean that's another thing. She sings in English, but isn't she from?
She's from New Zealand, I believe.
Oh, I thought she was from Norway. I was like, why is she speaking in English? Okay, never mind then. I thought maybe the ends, like I just got mixed up. But yeah, the song was super, super chill. I had said this to Ashley earlier. It was giving me more like Billie Eilish vibes, like definitely like the type of scene that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Like Billie Eilish, even like Olivia Rodrigo, like a little bit. Like it was very poppy in that sense. It was a lot more commercial. I really liked it. I'm interested to see what her album's gonna be like.
100%. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I hope it's more like this. Cause like I like Greenlight, obviously. Like we're talking like way back when, like Royals and everything. Like I like more of her like singles than I do like her actual like full albums.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm really interested to see how it's gonna come out.
I think it's gonna be good no matter what. Like obviously she's gonna have like slower, like more dramatic songs because that's just who she is.
Yeah.
For me too though with Lorde, like I have to be in the right mood. Like, oh, I want to listen to Lorde songs. It's that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's almost like with like Taylor Swift with me as well. Like it has to be November, and it can only be the Red Album, and that's it. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. Don't ask me to.
No, I don't listen to T Swift.
Just that album.
I can't. No, I can't. It's not my jam. I just can't. It's not my thing.
I agree with you.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm hoping that I'll like it. And then I'm interested to see also what Mega's gonna do next too, because she's dropping an album again.
I feel like she just dropped one, right?
Yeah, but she's been working like all throughout quarantine to drop another album.
Oh, okay.
And then going on to TV / like movies and stuff. Wait, I didn't even ask you. Did you see Cruella?
I didn't.
I didn't either, and everybody keeps saying that it's like really good. So I think I'm gonna go try to see it soon.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see A Quiet Place Part 2?
I did not. I didn't see the first one.
You haven't gone to the movies yet, right?
No, I haven't.
I've only went once, like a week or two ago.
How was it?
It was fine. But I also went at 11 a.m. So I went like in the morning when no one else was there.
Right.
And I got like my little popcorn and my drink, and I saw A Quiet Place Part 2. I feel like you have to see that movie in the theaters. But yeah, no one was like around us. Like there was barely anyone there. And yeah, it was actually really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was as good as the first one. And then The Conjuring also came out, and then like In the Heights also came out this past weekend. Right.
Have you seen it?
No, and I want to see it too, but I don't know if it's gonna be good.
It's at a movie theaters, right? Or
yeah,
is it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's in movie theaters. It's also I think on HBO Max.
Okay.
But that's when like Ariana was promoting. So In the Heights is originally a musical on Broadway created by what's his face? Lin-Manuel Miranda. Mm-hmm. It was the first musical he ever wrote before Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's been out for a while. It's Colleen Ballinger, my favorite YouTuber. It's her favorite musical, I think, of all time as well. Oh. But the movie, for me personally, it looks very gimmicky. To me personally.
Right.
It doesn't look good to me. But I don't want to go in there with that assumption, because if it's amazing, I'm going to just start crying. Because I cry with musicals.
I cry with everything. So, yeah, I get it.
So, I don't know. I really want to go see that, too.
I mean, I'd be interested. Like, definitely. Yeah. I'm into, like, musicals and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we both are. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention it really quick. But yeah, going into TV, Loki, which is the new Disney Plus show, going into like the Avengers world, and Marvel, came out this past week. What did you think? So Ashley, before I mention anything, Ashley is also super big, like Avenger fan, obviously has seen all the movies. Actually, before even I had seen all the movies, you had seen all of them, and you're super, super interested. Wait, who's your favorite Avenger?
Oh, don't ask me that. Honestly, so I honestly hate this question.
Why?
Because I don't know. And here's the thing. My answer is based off of the person that plays the Avenger.
The actor?
Yes.
So you're going to say Captain America?
No. Oh. Mark Ruffalo, hello.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in love with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, you can't say the whole
13 going on 30. That's what I mean. Like,
okay.
Like, I love the Hulk. The whole reason why I even got into...
I don't know why I didn't think about that.
The whole reason why I got into the Avengers was because I was like, oh my god, Mark Ruffalo is the Hulk. Let me watch everything. And this was in like, yes. And this was like, what, 2012 when the first Avengers movie came out? Yeah. I got dragged to the movie.
Yeah.
No prior knowledge at all. And like, I was like, oh, Mark Ruffalo? Like, suddenly I'm interested. So dumb. But like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even put that connection together. I didn't realize that's why you liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're coming out with She-Hulk.
I know. Do we know who plays her?
I haven't looked it up.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's going to be in it. I mean, you would assume, right? He would be in it.
I would hope so.
They really need to redo the Hulk with Mark Ruffalo.
Oh,
they
100%.
Really do.
I just don't think they would.
No, they don't want to. I think it's something with the rights, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're probably right.
I think it's something like weird. But anyways, going back to Loki. You watched it. How did you feel?
No idea what was happening. Mm-hmm. I feel like I need to rewatch it again.
Yeah. I just rewatched it with my dad right now, so I've seen the episode twice. Mm-hmm. yeah, we're confused. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, in that, maybe I get where they're going with the storyline. And again, I know Disney's gonna do it again. Like, by the end of the series, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, like, what was that? You know. The first episode, it set everything up. Owen Wilson was in it. Like, spoiler alert, whatever. Owen Wilson was in it, and I was just so confused because I'm so confused that Disney allowed, like, they picked him. I can't believe they allowed him to be in this, like, Avengers thing. Like, I don't know. Owen Wilson doesn't give me family vibes. Like, he's not a family actor, in my personal opinion. And so it's just weird for me that Disney would allow that. I don't know.
I don't know. What other movies have Owen
Wedding
Wilson?
Crashers. Was he the one in Marley and Me?
That's what I was thinking.
I guess that's the only other like family movie
But
that he has been in.
He has a brother, right?
Yeah.
Luke.
The Wilson brothers.
Luke Wilson, right?
I don't remember his name.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. He was kind of random.
Yeah.
But like, whatever. Like, that's the only person that I know besides like Tom Hiddleston
and
by
like,
name.
Yeah, and like he fit in the role. I don't think he did a bad job. I just thought it was random. I was like, really? Like, okay, like I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be really interested to see where they go with everything. But I don't know. Episode, I was confused.
I agree.
And at the end, there's like a shock ending of the first episode if you haven't seen it. I don't understand that part either. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like
I don't remember.
that the guy who's like going and killing everyone in like the different timelines or whatever is Loki.
I need to rewatch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is Loki. Like, so that's why they need Loki to now track himself down. Like, he's in a different timeline or whatever.
So interesting.
Yeah, and that's why they're going to bring in Doctor Strange.
Right.
I think that's how they're going to connect it. Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see, like, where it goes. I think it's going to be a good one, to be fair.
Yeah, because, okay, and I was talking to Ashley about this earlier, like, WandaVision, I feel like WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now Loki, their first episodes were kind of like, okay, like, where is this going?
Yeah.
Whereas WandaVision, I felt like got progressively better.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was, like, up and down. It was kind of weird. So I'm really hoping that this is another, like, home run.
Right.
Like, with WandaVision. Like,
I
hope
like
it's on that level.
Like, better than
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision. Because even WandaVision, for me, was very slow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think,
was.
for me, like, I don't think I got really into it till, like, after episode 4.
Because of Evan Peters.
True. But, still, like, even with him, though, he wasn't, like, yeah, he was the main character, but, like, not really. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
he was a gimmick. They literally just were like, we'll put this in here.
To be fair, I forgot he was even in there.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, I was like, oh.
Yeah. I immediately texted you and I was like, have you seen it? Have you seen it yet? Because you're the huge Evan Peters fan.
Yeah.
So, whatever. That's really all I wanted to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Ashley to close out the podcast with any piece of advice she wanted to give. Since this month is friendship and love, and I'm bringing all my best friends on the podcast, I'm having guests every single week, I wanted Ashley to give advice on friendships. I'm her best friend, obviously, and she has another best friend that she's been best friends with also our entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously my friend as well. But since most of your friendships are long lasting, I thought, why not give a piece of advice about that? So do you have any advice to all the girls and boys or whatever you identify with out there on like keeping and maintaining friendships?
I would say being honest.
Sorry to put you like right on the spot.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't really prep her for this.
Just like being honest with yourself, being honest with your friends. If something bothers you, it's not a bad thing to mention it. Hey, like this bugs me when you do this. I mean, that's also a part of growing up.
Yeah,
so
and I think like with any relationship.
Right. So when we were younger, like we didn't know that. Like we kind of kept things like bottled up. But I also feel like for me, my like real friends or whatever, we never really had issues to begin with. I feel like we're all kind of like laid back, and like I said, like if we have an issue, we'll bring it up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely think we've never really fought. Like we've gotten on each other's nerves and like we've yelled at each other, but like I never took it personally. Right. I don't know. So I think there's like that aspect of it. Like be honest, but like don't take it to your core, which is really hard for someone like me because I feel like, and you.
Yeah.
Like we take things personally, like no matter if it's not supposed to be personal or not. But like with you, when you say something to me, I don't really, I don't know. Like, if you're like, oh, like, why are you, or like, Ashley knows I have like stomach problems. She'll be like, why are you eating that? You know that your stomach is gonna be upset, or like whatever, or like, what are you doing? Like, or I don't know, like, we've bickered before, but like, I've never really taken it to heart. I don't know.
I just don't think, because it doesn't come from a place of like,
I hate you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I care about you. It's not like.
And I've never gotten like any other type of feel.
Right.
So if you're getting that like type of feel, like jealousy or hatred, then maybe you shouldn't be friends with that person, because it obviously derives from something else.
I mean, it's also like human nature to be like jealous and stuff like that. So I feel like if you feel that way, take a step back. You know what I mean? Kind of like reevaluate things.
Yeah. And just go back to the beginning, like just to be honest and like upfront.
Right.
But also like, we're at a different age now. Obviously, when we were teenagers, like it was kind of hard for us to do that. But again, I feel like we weren't really fighting about big things like that.
No.
But like now, obviously, we're very like honest with each other, and if we want to do something or if we don't want to do something or whatever. But also like we're adults, so like if you're having this issue as an adult, just know like that person should also be an adult. And if you're making adult decisions, at the end of the day, like, it's not like I'm gonna get in a cat fight with you, or I'm gonna keep going back and forth. Like, no, like, you made an adult decision, I'm gonna make adult decision, we are now moving on.
Exactly. But it works both ways. Like, nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I've never expected like you guys to be. And like to have friends that are just straight up and honest with you. Like, if I made a bad decision, you would tell me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, who else is gonna tell you? Yeah, there's no.
You'd be like, Hannah, no, I don't think you should have done that.
I mean, people also tell me I'm very straight up, but like.
And that's another thing. I think we both are.
Yeah. But we also have like conversations about things. Like, we don't just like, oh, well, I don't think you should have done that, and been like shady about it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, why?
I also come to you usually, like, if I want your opinion on something, I come to you before I make a decision. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? Or like, hey, I'm feeling this. Like, what do you? And it's because I know you know me probably even better than myself. So it's like, okay, like, yeah, like, whatever Ashley says, I should probably go with, because she knows that I've made bad. She knows how to like guide me. You know what I mean?
We've been friends for so long.
Yeah, like, and you've been there through the bad decisions and me regretting it and crying about it. So
literally same. So yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, to be straight up, and to be adults about the situation. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ashley, so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you. This was fun.
This was a weird episode, but also like, I feel like it's going to be very relatable to some people, so
I hope so.
I'm interested to see what people are going to see. But other than that, please make sure to like, leave a review, subscribe, leave a comment, all of those things. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week is the Pride episode. Imani and I are going to go over terms, talk about the community a little bit, and yeah, just like sit down and have a conversation about friendship, but also like what's going on in the queer community. Thanks so much for listening, and this was Honestly Hannah.